So we would like to welcome you tonight to come here to see our 4th grade recorders and our 5th grade band. It's exciting for us to be able to have one more performance opportunity this time of year with a live audience, so we have a chance to show you the things that we've been working on since December. We will start with our 4th grade recorders tonight. Now, the 4th grade recorders have been working since January on a different program, and they've been working on their recorder karate. So for every song that they learn that they play well enough to score 10 out of 12 points, then they get to earn a belt, which they get to put on their recorder. So you'll see some of the recorders have belts on them, and we will honor our black belt students in just a bit, but we're going to play 4 of our recorder karate songs for you first to start out. That way. There we go. And then you can shift a little bit. I'll be right there. Now those 4 selections were the favorites of the students. We let them do the deciding on which of their recorded karate songs were their favorites, and those are the ones that they picked out for you for tonight. We have a lot of students that are going to probably test in the next few weeks and might still get to their black belts before the end of the year because we have a couple weeks of school left. But we have a handful of students that managed to get all the way to their black belt already before tonight, so we're going to recognize them tonight with their certificates. Elizabeth Bornick. Marissa Weddy. Oliver Baker. Haley Treader. And Tori Wagner. And then we have 2 other selections to play for you tonight that they've been working on the last few weeks. A little bit different of style from the stuff they're doing for recorded karate. Just gives them a different taste of some different kind of music. And these students, actually quite a few of these students, are already signed up to begin 5th grade band next year, which is very exciting because they have a lot of ability and interest in music, so we are very excited to see what they will be able to do next year as well. One more round of applause for our fourth grade recorders. And all their excitement and hard work this year. It will take us just a minute to get the fifth grade band set and move the fourth grade over there, so it'll give us about 2 minutes, and then we'll bring the next group for you.
Welcome to the 5th grade band portion of tonight's concert. This is only our second performance this year. We are very excited to share with you some of the music that we've been learning. Just a few reminders. Please make sure all your electronics are turned off and remain in your seats once the song is started. It is really distracting to us performers when noises come from the audience.
Our first song tonight is Riverbend Rhapsody by David Schaefer. Mr. Schaefer is originally from Ohio. He has over 250 compositions and arrangements in print. His compositions have been used at clinics and music festivals around the world.
Riverbend Rhapsody is a music that is composed 88 form. There is an introduction that leads up to the first section. The wind instrument plays unison notes along with a percussion accompaniment. This starts the A section. Then the music slows down and the mood changes. Since the feel and speed have changed, we call that the B section. Once the slow part wraps up, we go back to the same thing we had in the beginning, creating our ABA form.
was composed by Harold Arlen, and the words were written by Yip Harper. Our arrangement tonight is done by Mike Story. The actual song, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, was written for the movie by The Wizard of Oz. The song was used early in the film when Dorothy, played by Judy Garland, longed to escape her dreary life on a farm in Kansas.
Our next song tonight will be African Folk Trilogy by Anne McGinney. Anne McGinney is originally from Ohio. She received her degree from DeQuincy University in emphasis in flute performance and compassion. She is a critical acclaimed composer and arranger of music for concert bands from the beginning level to most advanced.
African Folk Trilogy features 3 authentic children's songs with traditional accompaniment. The first song, Bah Humbug, is from West Africa and means "Don't Cry, Little Girl." The same melody was used by Christian missionaries, so it is also known as African Alf. The second song, Deoto Taz Melody, is a South African game song that teaches children the words for the head, shoulders, etc., etc., by pointing during the song. The third song is a playground song from Galahanga, Sansa Gama, also a singing game. The hawk Sansa tries to catch small chicks, but the group protects them from attack.
We will end our concert tonight with a fun, upbeat rock that should be familiar to you. Arranger Scott Watson has taken the well-known theme from Beethoven's Ode to Joy and created a band song around it. Ode to Joy was composed in 1824 in the final movement of Beethoven's last, and arguably most famous symphony. Sympathy Number 9. The premiere took place in Vienna on May 7, 1824. Despite its unpracticed and under-rehearsed presentation, the audience was ecstatic. It was the first time Beethoven had appeared on stage in 12 years. At the end of the performance, it was said that Beethoven continued conducting even though the music had ended. One of the soloists stopped him and turned him around to accept his applause. The audience was well aware of Beethoven's health and hearing loss, so in addition to clapping, they threw their hats and scarves in the air so that he could see their overwhelming approval. This symphony is considered by many to be one of the greatest works in Western music.
Interesting facts about Ode to Joy. In 1972, the Council of Europe made Beethoven's Ode to Joy its official anthem. Years later, in 1985, the European Union did the same. The music conveys the ideas of freedom, peace, and unity. Before World War I, German prisoners held captive by Japan introduced them to Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. Years later, Japanese orchestras began performing it. Then, after the devastating events of World War II, many Japanese orchestras began performing it at the end of the year, hoping to bring in enough audience members to help fund reconstruction efforts. Since then, it has become a Japanese tradition to perform Beethoven's Ninth Symphony at the end of the year. In many English churches, the hymn Joyful, Joyful, We Adore Thee, written in 1907 by American author Henry Van Dyke, is set and sung to Beethoven's Ode to Joy melody. Perhaps the most popular modern recording of the hymn can be heard in the 1993 movie Sister Act 2.
would like to stand to receive their applause from you this evening. Thank you again for giving us the opportunity to perform for you so that we have an audience yet in the later half of the year. I have enjoyed working with both groups. Both of them have lots of energy and lots of excitement, which makes my day a lot more fun and enjoyable every time they come in to work with me. So thank you for allowing me to have them as well. And since I'm going to have them just a couple minutes longer because we can clear all of this a lot faster if they all stay to assist me, so I'm going to borrow the children for just another moment. And I believe Mrs. Rinker has one announcement for you before you all get up as well.
Hi, I'm Ms. Ranker, for those of you that haven't met me. Normally people don't allow me a microphone, so I'm kind of excited. The fourth graders made chia pets, which you may or may not have seen on the way in, and they are welcome to take those home. Please take them home today while they look good and before they get broken. I'm sure they will let you know and remind you because there's no way they're forgetting them. Also, then, while they're cleaning up, take some time to look around at the art show and look at all their stuff since you're here, because they worked really hard and they made some really cool stuff this year. So, thanks for coming and looking at all that.